The BMW X3 is BMW's most popular and best-selling model. And when you're the best, everybody wants to come for your spot. And there is no shortage of competition when it comes to compact SUVs, especially in the luxury market. And today, we're going up against one of the big boys, the Audi Q5. The Audi Q5 is the direct competition for the BMW X3. So today we're going to learn what makes the Audi Q5 and the X3 different, what makes them similar, and we're going to learn why the BMW X3 was and always will be the ultimate compact SUV. So one of the first differences that you're going to notice between the X3 and the Q5 is the stance. The X3 has a very aggressive, sporty stance. It looks like a BMW, and BMWs are, you know, what I like to call a European muscle car. They're known for being aggressive, they're known for having great handling, they're known for looking sporty. Audi, their styling is very different from BMW. It's not as aggressive, it's more bubbly, it's more rounded. It looks very nice, it looks very sophisticated, but the X3 and the Q5 looks-wise couldn't be more different. The Q5, it doesn't have that sporty, aggressive styling that you would want out of a sports activity vehicle. And the X3, it looks the part 100%. So trunk space is an area where the X3 and the Q5, it's not even a competition between who has the better trunk space. The Q5 has 25.1 cubic feet of storage, which is respectable. You know, it's a compact SUV. You're not expecting it to put out X7 numbers over here. You get what you get with a compact SUV. However, the X3 has 28.7 cubic feet. That's not a small margin that the X3 is bigger than. That's substantial. And when you're putting things like big suitcases or golf clubs, you're loading it up, you've got kids that you're taking to the beach for a week and a half, those extra 3.5 inches, that really makes a big difference. And you can see even just this visual, I'm short, but I'm not that short. And I've got my legs all the way out, and I've got room. I could scoot if I wanted to. The trunk space in the X3, it's great, and it's perfect for travel. It's perfect for if you've got kids and you're carting them back and forth from, all their ball practices. The X3, hands down winner when it comes to trunk space. Plus, you've got your extra little secret compartment because BMWs have run flat tires, which means no spare, which means all this underneath is even more storage. So let's take a look at that extra storage. So here looks where the spare tire normally is. You've got this handy dandy little cavity right here that you could fit probably 3 toiletry bags in there. And you know what that means? That means no shampoo exploding in your suitcase, because that always sucks. So while we're on the topic of space, the back seat in the X3, it's the winner again. You have plenty of leg room back here. You have storage, you have smartphone charging ports, you have optional back heated seats if you want. So your backseat passengers, they're going to be just as comfortable as the front seat passengers. I mean, look at all this leg room I have. So even in a compact SUV, the X3 is in top of its class numbers when it comes to comfort and leg room in the second row. So something I will give Audi props on that they do give every single person who buys a Q5 is their Quattro all-wheel drive. And BMW, there are 2 options. You can either get the sdrive, which is the rear-wheel drive, or you can get xdrive, which is all-wheel drive. And all-wheel drive is great. It has good handling. It's very grippy. Awesome if you're going to take it off-roading or if you're going to go road tripping in the mountains somewhere. It's great. However, what that does is it makes the Q5 not as customizable as someone may want, especially if you're in a build situation like we are right now where inventory is low and a lot of people are building straight from the factory. BMW, they understand that customers, they want different things, and what's important to one customer may not be so important to the other customer. And it gives you the option of maybe doing a rear-wheel drive X3, but then beefing up on some of your options that you may not have been able to afford had you gone with the xDrive, which jacks up the base price. So Audi from the jump, the Q5 is not as customizable as the X3, and we're going to get into that in a little bit more detail when we look at how you can build a Q5 versus how you can build an X3.
So now we're going to get to the real meat of the comparison, how much you get for your money between the BMW X3 and the Audi Q5.
So now that we're in the car, I wanted to go over all of the features of the X3 versus the Q5, both standard and optional, and what you get for your money with both vehicles. And something that stood out to me straight from the jump when I was looking at building both of these cars on the respective websites was the inclusion of 2 standard options on BMW, which was not included on the Q5. BMW X3 comes standard with navigation and a panoramic sunroof. The Audi Q5 does not. And I feel like it's 2021 and these are premium luxury brands. I feel like those are two things, especially navigation, that should be included standard on any premium luxury brand. And, you know, I know some people say, well, you know, I don't need navigation. I have my phone. I can just use Siri. I'm going to tell you guys a story about when I went to Moab, Utah. And you know what's in between Denver and Moab, Utah? Do you know what's in between those things? Nothing. Desert, some rocks. That's it. And you know what else isn't out there? Cell phone towers. So if I had been relying on my cell phone for navigation when I was driving out to Moab, I would have got lost in the desert. So I'm really happy that my car had navigation, because getting lost in the middle of a desert in Utah, that's a no for me, dog. I don't.
So now let's hop on the websites and we'll build an X3 and we'll build a Q5.
So when you're comparing BMW to Audi, Audi has 3 trim levels that you can choose from. They have Premium, Premium Plus, and Prestige. Premium is going to be your base model, Premium Plus is the mid-tier, and Prestige is the Big Mac Daddy. And BMW, it's much more of a mix and match situation. You can pick your sdrive versus xdrive. You can pick if you want the Chrome trim or the M Sport trim, and then you can add packages based on whatever you want in the car. You can do something basic like the convenience package, or you can do all the way up to the executive package, premium being in the middle. Plus there's all kinds of little onesies and twosies that you can add to the car on top of all of those things. So right from the jump, BMW makes it much more customizable than Audi does, point blank. We mentioned earlier that Audi does not include navigation standard on their Q5. Something that really struck me is if you want the premium package, you can't get navigation at all, even if you pay extra for it. That is not an option on the premium package. So right from the jump, if you want navigation in your Audi Q5, you're gonna have to pay for a bunch of other stuff that you might not necessarily want. Plus, you still have to pay to add navigation. So I'm already not on board, right?
So let's go head to head with a Prestige Q5 and an xdrive X3 with executive package. They both have the top of the line packages for both brands. Both have 19-inch wheels, both are all-wheel drive, heads-up display, overhead view camera, self-parking, the works. So these are outfitted almost identically. And look at that bottom price. That's a huge difference. Now we're really about to hurt Audi's feelings. So you'll notice that the price on the X3 jumped a little bit. Do you know what we added? We added 2 years of the BMW Ultimate Care package. And what is the Ultimate Care package? So BMW gives you 3 years or 36,000 miles, whichever comes first, of included maintenance on any new BMW. That's 3 years of oil changes, 3 years of brake fluids, and 3 years of filters. The Ultimate Care package covers all of your wear and tear items like your brake pads and windshield wipers, all the things that you know you have to replace but you really don't want to pay for them. So if you're shopping value here, even if you're getting top of the line, BMW is still by far the better value. Better standard features, more customizable. It's pretty obvious the BMW X3 is the winner.
So I really hope this video has been helpful to you in your search for a new compact SUV. And I really think the biggest takeaway for me while I was doing all of this was noticing how much care and thought BMW puts into the driver experience. Because like we said, Audi kind of has a we know best, you get what you get kind of attitude when it comes to building their cars. It's this, that, or the other, and that's it. BMW makes it very customizable. You don't have to get a bunch of stuff that you don't really want in order to get that one thing that you really do. And I think it speaks volumes to how much BMW cares about their drivers and how much they respect their drivers. Because at the end of the day, BMW is the ultimate driving machine. It's a driver's car. And I really like that BMW knows that their people want what they want, they don't want what they don't want, and they respect the building process. So I really hope that this has been enlightening for you and it's helped with your car search. And hopefully we will see you at Century BMW to test drive an X3.